They can say, "Oh, get that nigga out of here, no man." You have this. You type for them. Oh, okay. Over total Brad.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. This is the second shot at the par 4. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich.
Yeah, he won the last game last night.
And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
This is a good-looking shot.
I love it, man. I play golf though.
Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
You know that I like it because it's on you. It's either you go suck or you ain't, and it make you want to get better. It makes me want to get better at it. I like it. Yeah, but that shit ain't no punk now. That shit will piss your ass off.
234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially
now, you get mad with that shit quick.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area, because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really, you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in. And that's where the men separate themselves from the boys. That was just a beautiful bunker shot.
That's skill right there. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole. And it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Looks like about 80 yards left. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players, the ability to get it that close from that kind of lie.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. And now let's go down to the action at the 4th. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. This one's sitting up perfectly in the fairway. Only a 135-yard shot. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Hell yeah.
Just had a bit of a spasm right there. I don't know how else to explain it. You're on the green, and now you're on the fringe? Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. So with that, the score is now at even par. Now at the 5th here at Lighthouse Point, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
When you stand on this tee, Rich, you don't see any fairway bunkers, but be careful. It can certainly fool you. The goal really with the Cliffs course is to find fairways.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's out of bounds over there.
He needs to get lucky. That's a bit offline in the rough. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continues to putt beautifully. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. 170 yards left. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really... It was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
How many left on the table right now? 2?
Still even par for the day.
3?
Par 4 7th, only 370 yards. Frank, decision to be made off that tee.
It is. I walked this hole, Rich, to the narrowest point of the fairway. It's 278 yards, and if you want to carry that left side, you're going to have to be strong 300 yards. So really, I don't know if driver's the play.
I would let one of my friends wanted to see
You
it.
might have to throttle back even further. So the hole might be short. You just might get a little bit of a longer second shot than what the scorecard would normally allow you.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Just a couple of feet. In for par. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Lining this one up for par. Drops it, and he's at even par. We move to the 9th hole, and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard, and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out. Excuse the pun, we are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. That one is in the bunker. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options, and you don't have to hit the ball first.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Getting set now over the putt. Frank starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
Early part of this second 9, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Second from an excellent lie. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Sensational effort, an eagle, and now a good move on the leaderboard.
Name up there in bright lights. Interesting to see if that gets a little attention.
Moving on to the 12th hole now, par 4, 439 yards. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
You lost?
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Well, the best in the game don't do it any better. McIlroy, Fowler, Duffner, they'd be impressed by that bunker shot. -3 now for the round. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the two fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10, this is the shared green. So 13 and 10, this is where they meet up again at the end of a long, long walk.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Nah.
He's knocked it on the green, but
shot had a bad weekend.
Difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt...
Y'all need me to back out? You need me to back out, Eastside?
No, that's a good par there, Rich.
You need me to get out of the party so you can invite some more people? Nah, I ain't playing this one.
Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Once considered the best player at the college level, our featured golfer makes birdie, sitting comfortably inside the cut line. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and par 4, only 387 yards.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Birdie try up next. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
In for par, he'll sit tight at 4 under. And another fun hole here at Lighthouse Point. It's the last par 3 on the back 9 as we begin this closing stretch.
I can get out.
241 yards downhill, par 3 16th.
Nah, I ain't want shit today. Nah. I mean,
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna.
Did I win? I did win the first. I think I did win it.
Not terrible, but not as bad.
I think me and Chris
outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Not going to win it with pars, are you?
That's for sure. Just feel too good, too talented, and making too many birdies.
17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Only the longest hitters can get here in 2. It's 2 big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Third shot, looking for a good one. That is a really good shot, landing close to the flagstick. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, we've made it to the finishing hole. If you're having a good day, you stop and you reflect for just a moment. The beauty surrounding you, how well you've played. If it hasn't gone all that well, you're thinking about jumping on the Juniata Crossway Bridge off to the left and getting out of Dodge. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Moves into second place with that birdie. So, one round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, you can't afford to give away strokes coming down the stretch. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements. Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Solid par. Now the third hole here at Lighthouse Point, par 5, 566 yards.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut. That's not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Had the club face open just a bit at impact, and that one moves considerably to the right of the flagstick. This one has a good line. Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
For good reason. Not just an eagle, too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Fourth hole, looking for a quality start. It's 411 yards and a par 4.
No fairway bunkers or bunkers really to contend with here. Cliffs to the left and also water on that side. But one of the wider fairways on this front side, made up for by a very small green.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
That is some good work right there. Birdie, one shot closer to the lead. Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defense here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green that is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that and short. So precision, once again, required here.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He just missed the bunker. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Now at the sixth hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. The green's not too deep. So really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face. So it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Oh, do that. Now to the seventh hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
There's so many decisions to be made here at 7. If you look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Yo. Yeah.
Down, little Sheba, down! Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole. From that spot,
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot. And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
there's still some time. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards. Good-looking shot right here. That is another laser right at the flagstick. They par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult three-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. There's another birdie and another move on that leaderboard. 10 under par for the tournament. So 9 holes down here at the Cliffs at Lighthouse Point. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. Checking out this 10th hole, Frank. Is this a typo? 592 yards, but it's a par 4, not a par 5. What gives?
The reason why that tee shot, severe elevation, so we can at least sort of chew 30 or 40 yards off that number. But I'm not saying this hole's short, that's for sure. So that bunker just at the start of the field on the left certainly comes into play. The other feature, or interesting feature here at 10, is the shared green. This green shares that little piece of property with 13, just divided by that little pot bunker in the middle.
This one's looking good. Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry. That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. The second shot now to the par 4. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
On to the 13th, and Frank, I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen before. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole.
Second shot.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Going to tap out on this hole for the week for another bogey on this hole. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McIlroy and Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's a big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right, so you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
Oh, what an incredible shot. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. 15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity, 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand, left, and that little pop bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really the only problem is if you go long.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. That was not a very good read right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. In for par. 17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Only the longest hitters can get here in two. It's two big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway. So if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
That one was struck solid, up 290. Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Putt for par. He needs one. Frank, a par here, that's just fine. We've made it at last to the 18th, partner. What a finishing hole.
It is. It's a tee shot you have to respect. That fairway goes on that sort of 60-degree angle towards the left, so you have to know how far you fly the ball, and of course you can't afford to miss hit your tee shot. But a good tee shot. Let's talk a bit positive here. Good tee shot in the middle of the fairway, just going to leave you a short iron and an excellent chance to finish with another birdie.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Bang, right in the back of the cup, Frank.
Unbelievable.
There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's third round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Excellent looking shot here.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Superb position right in the fairway and 200 yards to the flagstick. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
Great start.
Now on the tee at the par 3 second, it's a long one. This will require a pure strike. Headed for the bunker? Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Workman-like hole. He walks away with a par. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs, and this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in two. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
Getting some sand in the shoes now. We're a second straight hole. He's in the bunker. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Getting set now over the putt. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, it still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs, that's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee, and you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
It was so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away.
So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And that's a bogey. Now at the 5th hole, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
Well, it's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security here, Rich. No fairway bunkers, just sort of think you would blaze away. But really, you've got to find the fairway here. Very small green and well protected by that bunker short and right of this green. So if you miss the fairway, this hole becomes very difficult indeed quite quickly.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. This one looks right on point. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. 11 feet away.
Really solid stroke.
Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Still a snack, though.
Well, that wasn't a gimme, but it sure made it look easy. Par 4 7th, only 370 yards. Frank, decision to be made off that tee.
It is. I walked this hole, Rich, to the narrowest point of the fairway. It's 278 yards, and if you want to carry that left side, you're going to have to be strong, 300 yards. So really, I don't know if driver's the play. Maybe even 3 wood's too much. You might have to throttle back even further. So the hole might be short. You just might get a little bit of a longer second shot than what the scorecard would normally allow you.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Get down, look out.
It's over. The green.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards.
Should be safely on deck.
There's nothing wrong with that one. Only about 15 feet away and a chance for birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Got a par on this hole yesterday. Sinks it.
Unbelievable.
We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
He'll need to be strong with this. And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
That was nuclear.
second shot.
Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards. And more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
This is a good-looking shot. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage. That hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that.
How many y'all left?
In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the 2 fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10? This is the shared green. So 13 and 10, this is where they meet up again. At the end of a long, long walk.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Did the job right there. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine, at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. He needs this for par. That's good work. That's good par right there. 15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pot bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron into a green that the only problem is if you go long.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Had a birdie here yesterday. In there close. Great opportunity for another one. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make. A cursory look at the scorecard, Rich, and, well, it looks hard at 240 yards, but that elevation is going to chew off quite a bit of yardage off the scorecard. Really, it's a good chance for a birdie on this closing stretch. V-shaped green, as long as you're on the right section of the green, could have a chance for birdie.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Solid play, heart of the green. Clean this up with a tap. The 17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Only the longest hitters can get here in two. It's two big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
Really well played. Onto the fairway here at the 17th. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with quite professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
It's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
That is a solid par putt. Frank, as we arrive here at 18, I'm thinking about what we so often hear up here in New England. you can't get there from here. Or can you at this par 4 finishing hole? He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
He has this for par.
Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
He's talking about Madden. I think he play him in Madden.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's the final round of the Northeast Invitational. Right in the fairway, and Frank, a really good lie.
No, it's just sitting up beautifully. You can get at any part of the golf ball, and it's going to make the second shot so much easier now.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it, Frank. This one looks good. Might like it. Oh, they're going to love it. What a putt. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area, because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. He has this for a birdie. Just slides by.
Man, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yep, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Good par. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo, back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs. And this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in two. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game, whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Who the chip leader? Oh. Yeah, I'm in here. Hold on. Yeah, he probably is. It's all full up.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. He'll need to be strong with this. Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. These putts keep the round together. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs, that's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee, and you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich. I'm loving that balance.
Nice.
Did she tell you them kids were home?
310 yards down the fairway. Second shot.
Yeah.
Good look at the green.
He just wants something. That was it.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
Call it.
Mark that as a birdie on the card.
Yeah, I'm good.
Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defense here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green which is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that and short. So precision, once again, required here.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank.
Yeah.
Really like that.
All I gotta do is answer the phone and make goddamn $12 goddamn phone call.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part is how much will it roll.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. A stout 190 yards to the hole here. This has really been an airtight performance to this point, just flawless. Birdie try up next. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. Now to the 7th hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
There's so many decisions to be made here at 7. If you look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really, that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie. Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. Playing this par 4 still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Way. He hold it, Frank.
Great pitch shot.
Getting set at the 8th hole. It's a par 3 of 165 yards. Break it down for us, partner.
This gets really narrow in the middle of this green, Rich. That's sort of the biggest problem. Matter of fact, only had 12 yards from that left side to the right in the middle. And the green itself actually is 3 times that in length, 36 yards. So straightness is the key here.
Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle. Settles in over the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Now to the par 5 9th. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee, and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway.
Oh, what up? Yeah.
Headed for the bunker? Well, we've seen this before today. In the bunker. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The 2 greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron. That's right, a 3-iron on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Frank, earlier in the day, we were talking about how this round was pretty much off the rails. I'm shocked that he's put it back together.
Yeah, he looked early on completely out of it.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today.
Good roll, good putt.
Now on the 10th hole here at the Cliffs at Lighthouse Point as we begin our trek homeward here at this magnificent golf course. This one puts a little fear into you, Frank. I'm looking at a par 4, and it's almost 600 yards. Help,
you're going to need it, that's for sure. And one of the things they've done to help you is a big elevated tee, so that'll at least chew some of the yardage off. Hopefully the prevailing breeze is also at your back, which might shorten that number up. Pretty generous fairway. Try and take those bunkers out of play with the big hefty club. And when you get on the green, you're going to realise there's 2 greens here, Rich. 10 shares the same green as 13.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Just a little tap in here.